Welcome to another draft video, Dominaria draft, my fourth video, so to speak. I guess I'm going to stop giving that warning. And right off the bat, we pulled, what seems like one of the best cards you can have, pack one, pick one, Icy Manipulator. 4-mana colorless spell, good in basically any type of deck. So, definitely excited about that. What else is in this pack? Marwyn, 3-mana dork that gets better if you have more elves. I don't really think there's an elf deck per se, but puts a cap on her ceiling. Other than that, Dror's Familiar, Academy, Journey Mage are the best cards in the pack. Not a particularly great pack after the fact, but we will happily take Icy to start our draft. So here we have Dreadshade, Shivanfire, and Baird as the best three cards. Academy, Drake, Windgrace Acolyte, Sorcerer's Wand, all playable cards. Wand's a bit expensive. I think you already want to be in that set. Shade is really powerful, obviously really difficult to cast. It's definitely between the Shade and Shivanfire. I think I want to take the Shade here. It's a hard card to play with, however. Shivanfire is just one of the best cards in the set. Let's take Shivanfire. I guess we're getting punished a little bit pulling up Arbad after that. Definitely the most powerful card in the back. There's also a Llanowar Elves and a Fungal Infection. Those are the cards I'm considering here. Arbad, solid, the floor of a French Vanilla Hill Giant for 5 is good. Obviously much better if you can get other legendary creatures. Llanowar Elves also offers a pretty strong floor. Less committal. We did pass that Dreadshade. They really pass a lot of good white cards. I'm going to take Arbad. I think it's just a more powerful card. We're not locked in anywhere. Pretty unimpressive pack here. Tiana, 3/3 flying, first strike for 5. Ability is fine, but I think that deck is probably very weak. Does give us another legendary 5-drop. Goes with the Shivanfire. And only because I'm not really passing anything of note. I mean, a Keldon Raider's fine, but it's not like I'm hard up to get those kind of effects. Medium-sized 4-drops are fine enough to come by. Let's take the Ship's Caretaker and see where that leads us. Been tough right now to find our lane. Best cards here: Fungal, Plots, Grindy, Green Card, Arcanist, and Fiery Intervention. We have 3 red cards right now, which makes me lean towards Fiery Intervention. I mean, Phoenix is also okay, but I find it's pretty difficult to activate and not that impactful. There's a lot of decent flyers that interact with it positively. So to me, it's between the Intervention and the Arcanist. And I think because we're so far into red, we might as well take the Intervention because it's likely to make our deck. Even though I like Arcanist. Well, another 3-color from that 3-drop cycle. But we got a powerful red card. I don't like being in red and that all those cards cost the same. But it does seem to be open. Caligo Skin Witch, Snapper, Dark Bargain, Journey Mage, even Grozen Druid. I mean, basically all the rest of these cards are playable. Borderline, the exception of Corrosive. So, I mean, we'll take the Skizik. Not a lot to like here in this pack. Lingering Phantom. I have no real interest in this bear. It doesn't do anything. Land War Envoy. We certainly don't have a second color right now. But I'm not really happy about that card. Primordial Worm is replaceable. Let's take the Phantom and see if we can signal something that we're in black. Huh. Well, I think I'm going to take the Raider because it's in our color. We don't really have any 4-drop bodies, and like I said, I can get one. I want them. They're fine. There's also Soul Salvage, which I imagine we're going to want if we end up red-black, but we're going to take the Raider because we don't know where our second color is going to take us. Nothing I really want here. Abomination, Guardian of Koilos doesn't really do anything. The Worm is fine, but we're not necessarily green. I'm probably going to take the Worm. We've been past a lot of green. We've passed a lot of green ourselves. We have no real reason to be wizards right now, but I don't want any of these other cards except maybe Pierce the Sky. So let's take the wand just in case something happens. Maybe we crack an Adelies. You never know. We'll take Run Amok. It's a good trick. It's maybe the best trick in the set. We'll take a Cyclops. Be fine with taking another 4-drop. Fervent Strike, probably not going to make the deck. I see people play Corrosive Ooze. I mean, I still think people are way too open to playing bears in this set. I mean, sure, board it in when your opponent has 4 Bears Blade or whatever, but I don't think this should be in your deck in almost any other case. So what we've got right now are a bunch of creatures, are a bunch of spells, and a few creatures, none of which we're really happy about. So, not an ideal start for us. We do, however, open a solid black card that pushes us towards playing black. You know, we have Arvad, which we can't really cast. I don't really want to be a 3-color red-black deck, but Cast Down is the best card in the pack. We have no real reason to go for a blink of an eye. Pegasus Courser also seems worthy of consideration, with Tiana also in here as a potential white card. Maybe I will take the Courser. Let's take the Courser. We may be immediately punished by getting past Settle the Score. So the rubber is going to meet the road here. With no good red cards in the pack, we have to decide now what we're going to do. Because we have these 2 black cards, one of which is really just not a pull. We have Arbad. Yeah, I think we want to be white instead of black, but man, would our deck look better with a Cast Down and a Settle the Score in it than if I take this Mesa Unicorn. Feels bad, man. So it's Tiana and the Pegasus Courser against Settle the Score. And I mean, I can barely cast this Arvad. I should just settle, I think. Still not getting past any good red. Maybe we can play the Arvad. Maybe not. Um, Bodyguard versus Call of the Cavalry. Call's pretty good, but it seems like we have a pretty offensive deck if we go red-white. So let's take the Bodyguard. Well, there's the Attleys. Probably a little too late to play here. Haphazard Bombardment is good, but better in the other color combinations for red. Better in red-black, where you have a lot of removal. Better in red-blue, where you can bounce it. Macy Unicorn is one of the best 2-drops that we can get, I guess. We have no splashing. I haven't been blown away by haphazard bombardment, but I love that it's a good way to generate card advantage. But let's take the unicorn and play it safe. Still not getting past any red. Here's a whisper. So we continue. Maybe we're in the wrong colors. I don't know. Maybe we should have gone black here. We can have a settle the score, a cast down, and a whisper right now. We're going to take the even sentry. Perfectly reasonable card here. All 4-drops all the time. Not excited about it. I could be taking up Calico Skin, which, I mean, we're definitely in the wrong colors. I still think it's too late to switch, but we're not where we want to be. We'll take the Reproach over the Journey Mage. Yeah, we need more bodies, but Reproach is just a quality removal spell. Do we take this dub because of its interactions with Tiana? I don't think so. I mean, it's just not that good. It's just simply not that good. But, like, what am I passing? An Honor Guard? I just talked about not playing Bears. We'll take the Honor Guard. It may not make the deck. It didn't matter. We got a dub anyway. Wild Onslaught. Ugh, man. We'll take it just because it's good. We're taking Mammoth Spider there over the charge. I'm not feeling great about this draft right now. We've got a medium deck. We never really found our lane. We definitely should have been red-black. I mean, I think that's very obvious at this point. Doesn't mean our deck can't win, but there's really not a lot of impressive stuff going on, and it's extra frustrating not to have found my lane correctly because I have the Icy. So my most powerful card is going to make my deck no matter what. I had a non-committal first pick. I mean, maybe we'll get hooked up in pack 3, but I'm not feeling confident. Well, we opened up 2 good cards in our color. Goblin Barrage, 4-mana removal spell. We have no goblins to sacrifice. 1 artifact. If we were in black, we could be taking an Eviscerate. I mean, we're going to take the history. It's also worth money, I'm pretty sure. But I think we're happy to have this card in our deck. We also get a Quende here to continue to clog our 4-drop slot, which is really common, I think, in these colors and something to avoid. But with the Cyclops, we can easily cut that. We need the bodies, but we would love some 3-drops. Quende, fortunately, is just powerful enough to be useful, although we have 0 synergy with it. Here we'll take the Blessed Light and be happy with it. There's nothing really else here, but you can continue to see how we would have been hooked up if we had been in black. We're done. Now we're going to have to try and make a pile. Look like a deck. We did get a Shivan Fire here. We're not upset about that. But What are we going to be a control deck now with our Banless Honor Guard? Okay. Well, Wizard Lightning is a real card. It's definitely a real card. We don't even need to cast it for one. I don't think we have a single wizard. We have an Artificer. So it's just lightning. It's not Wizard's Lightning. It's just straight lightning. We don't have any wizards to do the wizarding. As we continue to try and save what appears to be a train wreck, there's not really anything. This would be a great place to get like a jousting lance or something. Warcaller is such limited interaction that's positive with our. Let's continue to take green cards in case like maybe we have to board into some sort of green monstrosity. Just brutal. There's nothing here. I gotta take the body. Like, what am I gonna take my 10th spell? Another run amok? I don't think so. Out of thoughts to share. Well, at least this will be an exercise in how not to draft. Jesus fucking Christ. Look at this atrocious pile. I can, like... How do I win if I try and make this a control deck? How do we win? We have no real sources of card advantage. We can trade 1-for-1 with a bunch of things. But all of our threats are aggressive threats. I have 3 flyers. I just don't know how we win the game. But this is a terrible aggro deck.
And then you're not done. On turn 4, you have Rekindling Phoenix, Chandras, and even Glory Bringer.
I'm going to cut aggressive cards.
Dragon Scouts, Comets, Canyon, Screw, Abraham, Stargate. This is a deck that really by no means is straightforward on its mana, as the second deck we've ever seen in a bit. How nervous would you be coming into a single match tournament, essentially we're down to it's just a one-on-one, where is this mana base as rock solid as the other one?
Let's just try and save this by making it more by splashing. Could also try and play the Wild Onslaught, but I don't really have like the 1-drops and the 2-drops to support that.
Henry, so next console comes out. Who's he up against?
Wyatt Darby. Let's learn about Wyatt. He's 23 years old from the United States, just 13 lifetime, 4 points, go to top 8. Just
I could play Dub and the Tragic Poet as a way to recur it and hope that I could slap it on something with enough power to win.
Yeah, we heard it from him himself. Untapped lands are pretty good. The big difference here is the 4 hazard package. So this plays more like
Really don't have enough threats to justify playing Dub.
empty your hand much quicker, at least one turn earlier. And I have to say, this Earthshaker Kenra, especially with its Eternalize ability, has really impressed me despite Goblin Chamber.
Yeah, how big of a liability is it to have these couriers? Is it to have these cannons?
If you do the math, it's actually only these 750. And you don't always have
What if I play 18 lands in green?
even anticipate the Goblin Chamber coming down or extending into it because your opponent might not have it. I think Darby might have figured something out here. I want to talk a little bit more about mana because one thing that's sort of been a theme throughout the day is that at different points in the matches, players have been short of mana by a precise one amount. It could be at different points along the curve, but we've seen players needing to get to 5 stranded there with Charmer Torch to find the Glory Bringer but can't find the best land. We've seen players at 5 looking to bring back Earthshaker Camera at 6. Is this a game? Because fundamentally, ironically, they're both pretty aggressive.
I don't even have places to use my mana if I take a bunch of extra, like if I play 18 lands.
Then you just throw your extra land or your extra cards at the opponent. Of course, always threatening these big attacks with Hazard, with Kindling Phoenix. And this is kind of an interesting spot because you do have more reach than some of the other decks.